One of the questions I'm frequently asked ever since the terrible war started was, should we feel guilty about continuing a semi-routine? Going to Minyan every day, maybe going to a simcha, going to the store, buying what we need, having a Shabbos meal, all these things soldiers in the field can't do. The captives in captivity, may God watch over them, are definitely not doing. Not to mention the wounded in the hospitals. Maybe we should feel guilty that we indeed are going to Minyan as if there's no war. This is a very loaded question, and I don't think that in the few minutes I have now I can answer it or do justice to the magnitude of it. But I'd like to give one way of looking at it, and that has to do with what we said this morning in the long Tachanun. If you recall this morning in the long Tachanun of Monday and Thursday, we talk about terrible things that are happening to the Jewish people. Hayenu la'ag bakeles bagoyim, the non-Jews are laughing at us. We're like sheep, cattle being brought to slaughter. Many things that unfortunately have been part of this war. And then we have a refrain. After each stanza we say, Uvechol shimcha lo shachachnu. And despite it all, we didn't forget your name. Na'al tishkachenu, don't forget us. I believe that passage is saying that despite the fact that the news changes every half an hour, despite the fact that there's terrible events and wonderful events happening, from, unfortunately, people being killed to heroism we've never seen in decades, we are maintaining a routine with the hope that we will get back to a semi-routine. We are maintaining that Jewish routine of Nagelwasser in the morning, washing your hands 3 times, of going to shul, of having a Shabbos meal. Not for a moment do we forget anything that's happening, but rather we come into it with one little addition. 2 words, uvechol zot. Despite it all, we're maintaining a certain backbone. We're maintaining a certain routine. If we come into it with that idea, then indeed we have to add just 3 more words. Na'al tishkachenu. Since we didn't forget your name and maintain a Jewish routine, God, don't forget us. That, I believe, is one of the many ways that during a war you can maintain your routine. Don't come into it with, I don't care, God forbid. That's heartless. But rather come into it with the mindset of, Uvechol zot, despite it all, despite be not dancing for joy at the heroism or sitting on the floor for the bad news. Uvechol zot shimcha lo shachachnu, despite it all, we don't forget your name. Na'al tishkachenu, don't forget us.